Oh, hello there. My name is Timpedia, and welcome back to Let's Play Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic Modded 2, Season 2. Test. What are we doing? Oh yeah, we should go to Dantooine. If we do that, we can see the Jedi Enclave. I'm gonna go alone on purpose. I always like to do this part alone. Don't ask me why. I mean, your party members automatically can't do anything, but I'll just find that I like to do it solo because I can. I still remember last time finishing Mandalore's quest. Or that's probably like 2 sessions ago, yeah. You can tell I already pushed M478 out of my head. I could finish the planet, do some quests and stuff, get some last rewards. I can't be bothered, I'm sorry. It just all takes so long. Not a lot of you here.
Came back from the sublevels alive.
I heard you were responsible for driving the settlers off this rock. I still got some Jedi junk left.
Apparently I'm not going to be buying.
Have you come to join the others and mock my misfortune?
Yep. It's rebuilt. Whoa. Crazy. Crazy. See, this is why I kill the Cath Hounds. So now I can just walk in unopposed. The door just opens. Open sesame. Open sesame. Alright, so let's just chug on in here. Master Kavar, now you have learned what I have done. I could not fight you on Onderon when you were at the Queen's side. What the fuck? This is restored content. Who the fuck are these zombie motherfuckers?
Out of my way. I am Colonel Tobin of the Onderon Lord, I bring news of the Jedi, a place where you may feed.
He's still choking him. That's hilarious.
Telos, Master. There is an academy of Jedi on Telos. Perhaps hundreds of them. Enough to sustain you. And enough for you to free Onderon. To free Onderon.
Tobin's such a moron. More textures that don't work, it's the plants. It's kind of funny to me to come back here at the end of already having finished KOTOR 1 Season 2 and about to finish KOTOR 2 Season 2. Electromesh. It's just interesting to me to be able to come back to the Dantooine Academy again. Forgive me if that sounds a little silly. I'm not quite sure I even understand what I mean by it myself. This is a new Dantooine Academy texture. I love it. It really shows... I mean, it's not perfect, obviously, but... 2 electromesh. It really shows the damage done by the Sith bombardment in KOTOR 1. It really makes it look a lot more damaged, because the Jedi, it's like... How did the Jedi rebuild this? I don't know. It's never really explained. Look who it is.
It has
been some time.
That's vanilla how jerky that animation is of her just teleporting to looking.
The years have not been kind to us both, it seems.
I have felt your arrival through the Force, though it is difficult here on Dantooine. I know what you have done, the other masters you have killed. Now you must answer for your crime.
Why is there no video? And this shall be a short battle. We shall see who dies. Then let us end this. What? Huh. It's not registering that he's an enemy anywhere. I'll be back. Alright, we're back. I saved when I met Kavar and loaded. Hopefully that'll help. Holy shit, Kavar.
And so here lies all that remain of the Jedi. It is a powerful thing you have achieved here. You have brought death again to Dantooine.
Krea's gone, but if this works, I'm fine with it. My headgear's gone.
Your actions
What?
have crippled the Order, perhaps destroyed them.
Are there any...
No. Perhaps. It is difficult to say. For every Jedi slain, for every Sith slain, another rises. But the Order is wounded, yes.
I've seen them broken at last.
Yes. Your hate has destroyed them. You should be proud of the blood you have spilled, the lives you have ended. But before enjoying this victory, there is something we must discuss first.
What's
I
that?
have done what I can to keep you from the Jedi and the Sith, but a critical moment approaches. And what you have done is not enough. You are tied to places such as these, you know.
Rook said anyone has a dead world and their deaths were screams felt in the Force.
Yes, but Master Vrook was unwilling to see what other masters may have seen. That the echo of Dantooine he felt was inside you as well. They admitted it as much in the council chamber after your trial, though they did not understand what it meant at first. They assumed it was a threat that they felt. From one perspective, they were correct. As much as you can form connections to others, such connections exist on a galactic scale as well. That echo he described is not solely tied to Dantooine. Other planets that have suffered such destruction cast echoes as well.
You speak of worlds such as Duxton and Onderon.
Yes, Telos is another such world. One of many in an increasingly long chain. Ah, and now the question. Do you believe it? Very well. When you accept the two are tied, then the final lessons can begin. Let us start with the most basic principle of the Force. It connects all life. It is possible to hurt or sever those connections, to create places in the Force where it is difficult to center oneself. But that is the crudest form of manipulation.
Okay.
It is possible to affect those connections in other ways, by the slightest action. A seemingly minor choice, a small cruelty, always just enough to create an echo of just the right distance and effect to change the behavior of another.
To what end?
Such minor acts can eventually change the behavior of another, to influence them. Those who travel with you, for example. Surely you have noticed it in your companions. Your actions influence theirs. It may seem a minor thing, but it is not. It is the power upon which empires can be made.
I have noticed this.
Even the smallest of acts, the smallest of echoes can have profound repercussions. The talent comes in recognizing them and knowing how to manipulate them. This is why the smallest of cruelties, the
Apologies.
They
Just
can
got a
grow
Steam
the
gift
bond,
actually out of the
and in
blue.
time to
And it
correct
totally minimized the game.
But there are other perspectives to this technique. The stronger your connection to life, to the Force, the stronger these echoes can be made, and the stronger they are felt. When heard, Force sensitives instinctively seek out the source, are drawn to it to try and form a connection. And when the connection is formed, both become stronger, and the influence between them grows.
Huh.
Your companions, many are touched by the Force on some level, and in many ways they serve out of compulsion and because your connection influences them strongly. It was much like it was for you in the Mandalorian Wars, with many Jedi under your command. But this connection has other consequences. When the Source is wounded, the one on which others draw strength, then they are wounded as well. What one feels, the other feels. And when others die, the scream travels back to the Source.
Traveling back to me.
If they occur at the same time, or at the right time, these screams will build upon each other until it is the only sound you can hear. And the deaths of many will cause the screams to build until their pain becomes yours, and you die as well. And that is why during the Mandalorian Wars, you lost your connection to the Force. It was that final battle, the deaths of so many Jedi, that caused you to lose your connection. It caused the wound that you feel now. It caused pain in the Force, an emptiness, a wound that has yet to heal.
And if they are all connected, then that pain travels through the Force.
You were wasted among the Jedi. Yes, you are correct. But it does not end there. If it did, then perhaps the threat that we face would be more manageable. This pain I describe, the echo of these acts, is true of planets as well. Tremendous loss of life on a planetary scale can also cast echoes, create a scream, a wound in the Force that can travel across the galaxy. It can be felt by Force sensitives, and it can influence them whether they realize it or not. If enough of these echoes are allowed to build in the Force uncontrolled, the consequences could be disastrous. The connections of all life would be affected. As I have said, screams and their echoes can overlap, build in strength, and if timed correctly they will build on each other. The scream will grow, and anything that can hear this scream shall be deafened or killed.
How can anyone create a control such a thing?
And controlling it, well, I do not believe such a thing is possible once it has begun. But in order for this to work, all of them must be timed correctly, must be carefully orchestrated and controlled, from the greatest to the smallest of echoes, even the ones that come from a lone exile echoing across the galaxy. And when that exile forms connections to others as you do, the danger becomes apparent. The echo continues to grow, to travel.
Kavars, are you saying I caused this?
If you see only blame in my words, then you have misunderstood me. Anyone can do such things, since life is connected by the Force. Sometimes the connections are faint, but in your case, they are very strong. You instinctively know how to manipulate such connections, to influence others. You have seen it mirrored in those who travel with you. When you act, you cast echoes. Your intent is mirrored in others. Your bond, in many ways, is predatory, an expression of dominance. It is your right. But when you are wounded, all those you are connected to are wounded. You give others strength to act, but it is also possible to draw upon the strength of others to increase your own. It is similar to drawing upon the Force as Jedi do. But when it is touched by the power of the dark side, it is something else, something deadly. These Sith we face, they have learned how to do this. It is a technique that has been lost for some time, not seen in the days since the ancient Sith. They can use it to consume other Force sensitives, and at the highest pinnacle of power, use it to consume anything that lives. They draw upon the connections in the Force and devour it. That is why they are drawn to Jedi, why it is easy for them to find where they gather, because it is like the smell of blood to them, and they can draw upon the Jedi's own strength to kill them.
They sound unstoppable then.
No, for the pinnacle of this teaching is self-destructive. for its hunger keeps building and building until it has devoured everything, including the student. The blind seer. Her master has harnessed this technique, and he is rapidly approaching the height of its power.
Rapidly.
I fear he may even rival some of the ancient Sith. He is already more of a force than a living thing, a hole in the force that threatens to draw everything into it. And the teaching must die with him, or else all life will be placed in jeopardy. The destruction of the Order, the Masters, it was not an end in itself. I did not expect them to still live. Their presence was knowledge I did not possess. But now this has been corrected, and now the sides of this conflict are as I had thought them to be. There are no more unknowns. But this moment is all that really matters. It was never my wish that you find the Masters, only find yourself, although I did not expect them to still live. I had hoped you would learn something from the Jedi Masters as they fell before you. Not just of battle, but of yourself and the Force.
You've learned strength and how to use it.
I must know if killing them, if revenge brought you any measure of satisfaction. If seeing them dead has settled the disquiet within you.
Why do you wish to know?
Because it matters to me, in a way that never mattered to the Jedi, to the Council when they cast you out. You must understand, I did not wish the Jedi dead. Defeated, perhaps, but their presence in the Force held dangers. They may have been used to sustain the one that threatens us. I merely wished them to see that they and their teachings were wrong, that one could not truly understand the Force simply by adhering to the Jedi Code. All I have ever trained have been failures to them. Students who went to fight the Mandalorians, who fell to the dark side, who abandoned their training. To see one that had the strength to best them, that is a moment I will not forget. Yet, it has not been as satisfying as I had hoped. To best one in battle is one thing. To defeat them without striking a blow, that was my hope.
Bull.
Regardless, it had to be done. To have such powerful Jedi still live, still be felt in the Force, even on such worlds as they had chosen, was a threat that had to be ended.
To the Sith?
To the Sith? No, not to the Sith. Perhaps not in the way you would think. Let us return to my question. If by killing these Jedi, if you achieved any measure of peace...
Yes, but there are still other opponents.
It was as I thought. You have failed me.
Ha!
Completely and utterly. I have taught you to hear the Force again, shown you the contrast, and yet still you do not understand. This is what you have wrought. Countless murderers, slayers, assassins, born of war that has, as always, taught the wrong lesson. You showed them life without the Force, and instead of showing them truth, power, all you showed them was how the galaxy may die. You are responsible for all of this. Even now, events spiral towards destruction, and there is nothing that can
There's
be done.
no way
because
there's a right
you refuse
answer.
to listen, to understand. You have seen the effects you have on those close to you, heard the echoes scream across dead planets, and watched as your strength has grown. Yet it is for nothing. To have the Jedi Masters brought low by such a failure, there is no victory in that. You have not heard a thing I have taught, and for all I have said, you have never learned to listen. There. Do you feel that, exile? It cuts through your defenses, as
She
unprepared
must have
for
cut
such an
herself.
attack as you are. Let that pain be a lesson, and a reminder of what you have forgotten. Pain travels both ways along connections in the Force. It casts echoes, always, and one can learn to draw strength from such connections and take it from others. It is a lesson you know well, and you have taught to others. At the end of the Mandalorian Wars, you were my last hope. The only one who could change what is to come. And now you have left me nothing.
Oh my god,
I teach
crap.
you no longer. The bond between our lives remain, but that is all. It is my last lesson to you. This place will hide you from the Sith for a time. Enough to do what must be done. And as you lie here, I pray you will listen and finally awaken.
Bull. Always such cryptic bullshit.
She is no more. Take me to Atris. She will have the strength to do what the Council cannot.
There was no good answer.
You have taught them to bond with others, and then feed on others through that bond. What you have brought is the death of all who can feel the Force. It is your gift to the galaxy, exile. And unless you hear it, and silence the echo you have caused, then every living thing everywhere that is touched by the
There was
Force
no answer where I
will
could say something
die.
like that. There's no...
If I lose her, it will be my failing. It is the failing of the Jedi who followed Revan. It is a failing of their teaching.
Soon your ship will come, my master. I will bring her before you, but I will not let you have her. Soon your ship shall come from that which made you.
I know you can hear me. I have always known. It is why I followed you. I have destroyed planets for you, General. But now, this once, if we could save something in this galaxy, I need to do this, or I will die inside, like I died at Malachor 5.
Fucking Kreia. You dart. Oh, fuck you. Oh, well. Kavar has been drained of life. Like a hole in the Force. According to Kreia, that's what I do.
She's gone. The handmaidens came for her. They know who she is now. They'll take her to Telos, and Atris will do what she'll do with anyone she thinks is a Sith. Yeah, I know.
We're going to Telos, we have no choice.
That's what I was afraid you'd say.
This part of the game is so...
Is something wrong? You look troubled. I can feel it.
Can you? I don't doubt it.
That is an odd answer. What did you mean by it?
You ever wonder why you're with me?
Never. I believe in what we are doing. What you are doing. I'm here because I choose to be.
But what if the Force is controlling all this?
I simply do. There is nothing I can show you as proof, except give you my word. Something happened within the Enclave. What is it?
I learned that from connections, which is why I was a wound in the Force.
Then they do not understand you. That is the danger of being a Jedi. When one separates themselves from others, chooses to lead a life of isolation, denying what makes them a feeling being, it is easy to make such judgments. And such judgments, I believe, are made in ignorance. There is no danger in what you represent, other than your humanity. You change others, but I do not believe it is due to the Force. I believe it is because you are a natural leader, and because you feel connected to the people around you. Where they look at you and see the death of the Force, I look at you and see hope for all life.
That doesn't make
perhaps
much
a life
sense.
lived without the Force is not the punishment it is believed to be. I will understand if you feel you must go alone. I ask that you do not. Instead, take strength from your connections to others. Do not forsake them, as you did in exile. There are others who need to know you. Telos needs you. The planet and all its people are in danger. If we do not stop the Sith now, then the Republic will fall. Admiral Seed, I have found the exile, and that which hunts the Jedi. The Sith will attack Telos. They believe many Jedi lie hidden on its surface. We are going there now to aid them. Mikal out.
Who is there?
Who I am is not the question.
I am Atris, Jedi Master. The last historian of the Jedi. The last of the Jedi.
Those are titles, words you cling to as the darkness falls around you. It is not the first time we have met, Atris. I was here before.
With the exile?
Yes, I was here both times when the exile was brought
Both?
before you.
Who are you?
I was the one who asked...
You
Asked
seem
her to be
familiar.
exiled.
You are that which has attacked the Jedi. You are Sith.
Sith is a title.
What?
Yes, but like you, the title is not who I am. It is not what I believe. For you, it is different. Know that there was once a Darth Treya, and that she cast aside that role, was exiled, and
Cast it aside. Yeah, she was
but
just
there must
exiled.
always be a Darth Treya, one that holds the knowledge of betrayal, who has been betrayed in their heart, and will betray in turn. You have bathed in the knowledge of the Sith, but there is not enough truth in such teachings. But it will be a step for you. You have gathered Sith holocrons, Sith teachings from across the galaxy. It is why you have chosen servants who cannot feel the Force. And most importantly, they cannot feel what you have become.
I have sought to preserve the Jedi Order, and I have gathered all that I know of the Sith to this place, so I might find them and stop them.
I had wondered if any of these holocrons had survived Dantooine. You have taken relics from one destroyed planet to the devastation of another.
I like the new
It was
texture.
always intended for the Jedi to retreat to Telos should Dantooine be attacked, taking all their lore with them. We could not allow the tragedy at Ossus to happen again.
Such an act marked Telos for destruction. It is why the Sith came here, though the fleet commanders did not know why. It is why Revan ordered its destruction to mark the beginning of the Jedi's civil war. It was a message
last game
that there
said it
would
was
be no
Malak.
place for the Jedi to retreat, to hide. I would not be surprised if Revan left other gifts beneath the surface of the planet. Much can be buried beneath graveyards.
When the Sith attacked, I felt Telos die.
Maybe we
Turbo
finally
lasers
get to-
fell like lightning upon the landscape, as they did on Dantooine, and so many died. So many voices, screaming in pain.
Yes, such acts leave their mark on the galaxy. Their cries travel far, though few can hear
All
them.
restored.
How did it happen?
Search your heart. It was never battle that called to you, never battle that caused you to fall. Alacor 5 has touched many things, and it casts its echoes still.
Why did she betray me?
You betrayed yourself. Do not blame the exile. And unlike you and I, there is still a chance that one may be saved. The one that you cast out.
Where is the exile? I had thought...
Oh, she will come, but it will be too late to save either of us.
God, it's so...
It is such a quiet thing to fall, but far more terrible is to admit it.
I love that line. That's a really good one.
Your mistress awaits. She has much to share with you.
So weird. This is new. Normally you don't start down here. Do I have to fight my way through the handmaidens? I had a feeling. Figured it couldn't hurt to check. I don't need to do lab station or workbenchy things right now. Atris! Is that her? I think so. Ah, this is new. Normally you fight Atris back in that room and then come up here.
She said you would come here to this place. If you think you can defeat me here, you are wrong. All this collected knowledge, all these teachings of combat and the Force, they're mine to command.
So
and
what?
if I must use it to end you, I will. Surrender. You need not die.
You must fight fear to death to beg for your life, so.
Fear nothing. Least of all you. Let us end this.
Oh, Atris. Force crush.
Kill me.
Very well. Prepare to die. Supposed to do an animation twirl. Turn on so I can turn off.
You have done well. All is as I have foreseen. There must always be a Darth Treya, and if it will not be her, then I must assume that role, and as always bring about the betrayal of the Jedi and the Sith.
If you're here, show
I am
yourself.
not here, not in the flesh, not in your mind. These holocrons hold much of the Sith, and they hold much of my teachings from long ago.
Bull.
But you have much yet to learn, and great tests await you. The death of the past, the death of this false Jedi was only part of it. One of the Sith Lords has come to Telos.
That's a cool view.
You know why he has come here, and if he is not stopped here now, then he shall lay waste to this planet. You must confront him. He is part of the past.
That's such a weird.
Like this false Jedi, must be laid to rest. Only then shall you be ready for your final test. If not, then you shall die.
Then I shall meet you in battle, and then I shall confront
Such
you.
Arrogance. You know where the final test lies. It is not here, not in the battle that will wage across the surface and skies of this dead planet. And know that if you do not come to me, if you run from this, then I shall sacrifice myself and end both our lives through the bond we share. You know where you must travel, and there I shall be waiting for you.
Yeah, whatever.